Welcome. Thank you for the heart, whoever sent it. And on that note, please feel free to pop your name in, say hello, let me know where you're reaching this site from. Hi, Irene. Cool. I'm assuming from the response that you can hear me just fine. I am so happy to be here. Just this morning I was having a wonderful thought about how we are reaching across so many time zones across the planet at this very same time. I know at least 9 hours of time zones are being covered, and it just feels great to know that our breathwork community are so expanded and connected at the same time. Today I am going to be presenting something I created called YinYo Meditation. And it is a combination of, or basically it's yin yoga postures, slow, long sustained, gentle postures. And in the process I'll be speaking through it, making it the meditation portion. So in yin yoga, a way to really replenish the body in a gentle way is we will be going, it's all going to be mat work, all on the floor, and the postures are going to be non-stressful as far as putting energy into moving and holding any kind of posture. Yin is very soft, you find the position and allow your body to just naturally sort of relax into that posture. So we have a series of postures to take you through that hopefully will help open up from the chest down, and we'll see what we can create. So thanks for joining. I'm Dana, if I didn't mention that. We're going to start with child's pose. And if you need any extra support for your ankles, your feet, what have you, make sure that you are all set with that. And we'll be coming down. I tend to, depending on my day, choose whether I want to be over my thighs this way or spread my knees this way. I'm finding for this process, I like to start with my knees together. When you come down, you're going to gently breathe in and out of your mouth, actually nose, in and out of your nose through this process. And this helps open my back muscles up a little bit as I come down over my knees. And all I'm doing is hanging out here for a few moments, allowing gravity to let me just fall into my knees and allow the earth to accept me. Hopefully my hips are letting go at the same time. And if you gently allow your head to hang, the pendulum pull between your hips and your pelvis will create a little more pull along your spine. Breathing nicely, deeply into your belly. Nice and slow. And just allowing yourself to be here for a few moments. And from here, I'll spread my knees, keeping my feet together and keeping my hands forward. Now this is going to start to open my chest more. Pulling a little bit of stretch in my chest. If you can find it in you to put your forehead or your chin on the mat and just hang out. You're not striving for anything. I'm not reaching. I'm just allowing my body to be in this passive position. I can feel a little bit of tightness in the joint of my legs at my hip, and I'm allowing for that to just let go.
Breathing deeply, allowing the body to release. Notice if your mind is racing and thinking about whatever it might be thinking about. That's what the mind does. It thinks. So, if you can, try not to attach to any of the thoughts. Just allow the thoughts to come and go without actually taking time to think about the thoughts. And in the meantime, notice what you're feeling in your body as you keep breathing deeply. Notice anything that's softening or tightening. If it's tightening, what do you need to do to loosen? And maybe it's to come out of the pose. So slowly come on up. And now we're going into a cat-cow. This is a little more active. You will be actually arching and dropping in the process. But it's again very gentle with your breath, very slow. It's not a pushing. You're really just trying to lubricate the spine a little bit. So on the inhale, you come up, or exhale, you come up. Inhale with your belly dropping and your pelvis coming up. Exhale. And inhale. And see if you can actually make it more of a flow of a dance with your breath. Lubricating the spine in an up-down motion. You might even want to add a little wave to it. And then to add some more lubrication, I go around as if you're kind of running a jump rope between your hips and your shoulders, and letting that spine roll down and up. Inhale and exhale. And reverse. And just notice if you can allow that core awakening to happen. See what kind of loosening might have already occurred just from that. And from here we'll move into dragon pose. So bring one foot up next to your hand. I like to have nice length here in the front. Hips are basically straight. So my knee is back, foot on the floor. I'm braced on my knee, and I'm just kind of hanging out here. Almost all the weight's on my front foot, and I'm allowing a lengthening or a softening here and a lengthening here. If it feels good for you, you could actually come leaning back a little further. It's not much of a strain. The whole point of this yin style is to not create strain, but to really just feel where your space is, where your natural flow is, and allow for that. Not striving to get anywhere. And if you really want to also open up the opposite hip, you can allow yourself to drop to your hands. And if it's comfortable, come down to your elbows. For me, that's not comfortable at this moment. You might even want to hang out on your elbow and your knee. Just notice what works for you. The whole time I'm really just allowing this space to open toward the floor as you sink in. Notice if there's any resistance. And then gently press back. Bring your knee back to the floor and step the other foot up. Sliding my knee back. Supported on the front leg, hips are forward. I'm feeling the openness in my opposite pelvis, front of the pelvis. And I'm just supporting myself on my leg. Again, you can choose to arch a little bit, creating more of a pull in the front. You may choose to come down to your elbow, forearms, and just lean. Keep your breath flowing nice and deeply, nice and slowly, allowing the breath to create more of an opening in your soft tissue and in your joints. And you may choose to come all the way down to your hands or even elbows if that's comfortable for you. And just hang out. Allow the body to release into the posture. Keep breathing. And notice if that resistance you might be feeling in your body may be also something that happens in your life. Do you find yourself often running up against resistance? Do you find that you're trying to force through that resistance? Or are you just allowing a flow? So gently press back out of that posture. And from here we'll be coming to seated. You might want to shake out your legs a little bit. Soften. Yeah. Okay. So for this next posture, it's the forward fold. And I like to put a little tension into my initial pull to kind of give my body a set point. You certainly don't need to do this for yourself. But the whole intention of the forward fold is to allow your body to just sink into it. So I'm going to reach down and pull and then let go. And truly let go. I let my knees fall out. Let my body fold forward. My head drops down. And this posture is creating a lengthening all the way from my thighs, up my back, through my neck. And I can feel it right here at my occiput. Keep breathing deeply. Notice that with each exhale, your body might drop a little deeper into the posture. We're not reaching for anything, we're not stretching for anything, we're just letting the body, allowing the body to naturally go where it wants to go. Do you find any restriction in your spine? Any key places that are getting your attention right in this moment? Focus your breath on that space and see if you can allow for it to loosen as you breathe into it.
find that in your life you are often trying to drive through something to make something happen? I'm in the US and we definitely have a drive in our culture to always accomplish and be doing, becoming more like human doers than human beings. Here's an opportunity to just be. Slowly rising up out of that, letting it come up your vertebra one at a time to your head.
Gently notice what's there happening, any tightness happening for you in this moment. Just give a little bit of twist and rotation with your shoulders. Okay, for the next phase, we're going to go to the inner thighs. So for this one, we're going to spread our legs as wide as they're comfortable. And then the invitation is to, again, forward fold. You may wish to do a moment of reaching to kind of get the body into a set place, and then let go. No striving, no pushing, just allowing the tissues to release on their own. Often we find that our inclination to push creates a stronger resistance pushing back. And so by being gentle, the less is more concept comes in. Giving it less energy and yet allowing for more release. Breathing deep in your nose and out your nose. Making sure you let your head drop. Your shoulders are dropped. Your toes are relaxed. Just allowing the opening.
And again, notice, is that something that you find in your everyday life? Do you allow your mind to open? Is it open to new possibilities, new concepts?
Gently coming up from that, I actually use my hands to press myself up. Bringing your legs together, maybe bouncing them a little bit. And we will be moving onto our bellies. So the invitation is to lay down on your belly. And then gently prop up on your elbows. If it's available to you to have your hands flat on the floor, I'm being propped without pushing myself up. I'm not really trying to find any great length here. I'm just allowing my body to be in place. Now, I do like to initially pull forward, creating a slight traction in my low back, and then relax. Whatever space has been open from that, just allowing that space to stay open. And this is a great counter position for the forward folding we were just doing. Just hang out here. You might even feel a certain level of pride in this position, chest up, chin up. It feels good. It's like, yes, I'm taking care of myself. This is a very positive thing to do, and I'm taking the time. I matter. Even if it doesn't feel good, you have the good feeling of knowing you're taking care of yourself. And if it's hurting too much, back off. This is the yin portion of it. You don't want to create stress in the body here. You're just allowing the tissues to release. Keep breathing. Again, you're just allowing the tissues to let go, allowing the thoughts to flow through. And coming down from that, next we'll roll onto our backs. Once you get yourself in position, do a little wiggle, make sure you're nice and secure on the mat where you want to be. Now we're going to go into a twist. So bring your feet onto the mat, knees bent. I like to open my arms out, let your knees drop off together into one side, chin go to the opposite direction. And again, no striving or pushing. I'm not working to get my legs down or my hips over. My main thing is I'm keeping my shoulders on the floor and allowing the hips to go as far as they're comfortably willing to go. Letting the gravity of, or the weight of my leg and gravity pull down as naturally as it wants to. And just allowing that low back and pelvis hip area to just let go and release. Breathing in, breathing out, feeling your whole body. Notice if you're holding your shoulders tight or your jaw tight or anything tight for that matter. We tend to control, whether it's a drive based out of fear or drive based out of training or what have you, we tend to control. So see what it's like to let go of control. Every once in a while, take a nice deep breath and see if that letting go allows for an even deeper motion of the body and letting go of the body. And gently bring your knees up to center.
Chin to center, do a little reset. Get your body aligned again, and then drop off to the other side. Keeping your shoulders on the floor, turning your chin, and allow your legs to just fall off where they're naturally going to go. Notice if you're holding anything, if you're trying to hold your abdomen, your breath, your jaw. Just notice anything that's being held and see if you can let it go. Your body has an innate wisdom. And if you just allow that wisdom to take its course, instead of overriding it with our thoughts, our logic, our sense, our whatever training and teaching we've had growing up, we just allow that innate ability to take over. It's amazing how much more in tune with our lives we can be when we're that much more in tune with our bodies. Taking another deep breath, start to bring your body back into alignment, into center. Chin up, knees up. Straighten up, and then drop on down to the final resting pose of Shavasana. Let your legs fall. If you're on a mat, a little further outside the mat, or basically 2 to 3 feet apart, whatever's comfortable. I like to roll my shoulder blades under and let my palms rest up. Making sure the neck isn't any at all strained while you're lying there. And just allow your breath to come back to a normal breath, no more deep breathing. Might even want to sigh out before you return to your normal breath. A big breath in and a throw sound in there if you're so willing. As you're lying there, notice what's happening inside of you. Notice any tingling, any shaking, any pains, any tightness, any itching, just any sensations at all. Tune into your body as you lie there. Taking a deep breath, lift your arms over your head, do a nice full body stretch, toes to fingers, and let it drop. Roll over onto one side. And gently press yourself up. And I'm going to kneel so that I'm being closer to the camera.
Hi. Welcome back to the present space and whatever your space is around you. Take a look around, get grounded, be present. Thank you for joining me and tuning in to the Integral Body Institute with our daily meditation today. Feel free to leave a message with us and share the meditations. They're recorded, so you can watch them anytime and share them with friends. Thanks for tuning in. Take care. Until next time.